Well, good morning. How
Hi.
are you?
Good. How are you?
You look all fancy and pretty this morning. I think I already told you that, but I could tell you again, so it's fine.
Well, I had to look presentable for the live stream.
Well, you work too full time, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually at work now, so I'm just taking a quick break.
Are you allowed to give a shout out where you work at?
I work at CTDI
What's
out
that?
here in Davenport.
What's that?
They're like a communications company. I work as a material planner. I specialize in logistics. I have since the military,
Right.
which is just a very complicated way of saying I do supplies, like from cradle to grave, whether it's sourcing, accounting, inventory, warehousing, blah, blah, blah. That's logistics.
It sounds fun.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing pretty much since I turned 18. And I'm almost done with my bachelor's in it. So we'll see.
Well, that's like a huge dude. That's a huge step, though. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think people that don't have. Oh, we have comments coming up too. Let me just go ahead and just add this over here. So, Dr. Nick said,
Hi,
awesome.
Nick.
um, but let's see, I added the comments up, and now like the side screen decides it's gonna pop up too. So, love technology. We need
Yeah.
the logistics team over here to figure out what's going on with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. Were you able? So we had our single dads thing this last Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, that was super fun.
Oh,
Um,
good.
we didn't have. I mean, we went live with everyone, and we didn't really get a crowd till roughly about later. But then we all
Well, it was
switched.
at Leo's, right?
Yeah.
That's
Then
pretty
we all
standard for
switched
Leo's on a
over
weekend.
to like karaoke. And so
Yeah.
me and the bandmates started singing karaoke. It was great. It was really cool. Like,
Yeah.
because then they got to get their time off, you know what I mean? And then get, drunk and start playing too. So it was fabulous. Good
They got to
morning,
get very
Paul.
well loosened up.
That's right. Hey, Paul was out there too. He came out and recorded the bands too
Hi,
as
Paul.
well. We have the thing on the 26th with uh
Silverback.
yes. I You got your
I got
costume.
my elf costume. I'm going to try it
I'm
on when I get
so
home.
I'm so excited. I'm
What?
excited. I don't know. It
After I go.
was just the next comment that came after that I had to pause on.
What did he do?
No, I meant yours. I'm gonna try on when I get home. Then it was the it was it
You
was that one.
nasty.
what, what do they? What does it say in that movie? McNasty, if you're correct, or no, never mind. Okay,
What?
no. He says something about McNasty if you're right, or something like that. Like that he
Oh,
called
okay.
nasty, and they're like, anyway, it's McNasty. Like, so what do you guys have coming up? I know you're coming out actually to the 26th and
Yeah, I'm
hanging
going to come and hang out. I'm off
out.
that day, so yay. I
Oh,
have
we're
plenty
going.
of time to rest and just kind of relax so I can hang out.
Heck yeah, we should have quite a few people up there, so it should be a good time. It should be a really good time. What do you have going on before that?
We don't really have anything else going on until January 6th, and then we'll be at Out and About over in Dundee.
All
So
right.
we get a
So are you
nice little
gonna
break for the winter
follow?
holiday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's hot. That's hot. See, I thought you guys would be playing somewhere for New Year's Eve. That's what
No,
I
I'm
was
nowhere for New
looking for.
Year's. We're still open to book, but this will also be like, I guess, a good time for usually we end up playing New Year's and then we don't get as turned as we'd like to.
Well, this might be your year to be able to get turned then. So that I mean, I always like
I
to
know
get.
it's on a Saturday.
I know it's gonna be great. You have recovery time. I mean, I'm old now and I'm a mom, so recovery time is definitely,
Yeah.
you have to definitely plan those in advance,
Yeah, it's
because
like I have to literally make plans that, okay, I'm going to do all of this work by this day so that I can go home and take a nap and then go do this until really late. And then I have the whole next day to recover from it. It becomes an actual scheduled event.
And then the dog gets mad because you don't take him to the park.
Yeah, and then he nudges me at 7 in the morning. I'm like, leave mommy alone. Go away.
I got another one for sale if you want him. He's a
Aw.
Labradoodle. No, I'm just kidding. He's not for sale, but this morning he is.
Uh-oh. What'd he do?
Dude, him and the cat, they'll chase each other back and forth. Like it's crazy. And he's a Labradoodle, so he's huge, right?
Yeah,
But
those are big.
he hops around like a damn bunny, like da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, not cool.
You just hear the Pepe Le Pew music, boing, boing.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And then, of course, we're off for the holidays. So all three children are up behind me. They're just chilling out on the couch, like trying to be as quiet as possible,
At one point, you're just like, get these kids out of my house.
Well, I think that they had like 3 or 4 desk stares this morning. So, like, the whole mom stare where you're like,
the mom look.
yeah, that one. Yeah. You really don't have to say anything. You just got to turn around and look at them and then just kind of wrinkle your nose just a little bit.
Yeah. I scared the crap out of a 4-year-old at a Color Me Mine place. Because, it wasn't even her fault. She's like 4. She's fussy. She's tired. Her mom drags her to this place and she's just being loud and running all over the place. And the mom's just trying to paint her thing. And the grandma took her out, brought her back in. They tried to give her a snack. They tried to get her a nap. They tried everything to like calm this girl down and she just wasn't having it.
Yeah.
So, and the mom took her around. It's like, hey, pick an item. She picks like a little plaster fish. She's like, okay, you want to paint the Nemo fish? You go ahead and paint the Nemo fish. The girl's using her hands, is covered in the glaze paint, and is just screaming. And I'm sitting there painting, and it's like me, I'm facing her, and she's kind of like cattywampus to me. The mom's got her back to me. And I have my friend ahead of me, and he's this big, burly, bearded biker dude with a little teeny tiny paintbrush painting a coffee mug. And he looks up at me because he can like see, like, I'm breathing, trying to keep my zen. And finally, I just look up and I snap this girl a look. And she makes eye contact with me and I just stare at her. And she the sound cuts off, her mouth closes, and she just sits down and she's just, I went back to painting. And now my friend is like under the table heaving. And the mom has no idea that this even happened. The rest of the room is kind of going, waiting. And I guess the silence like forced her mom to realize that something's off. Because then the mom suddenly looks up and says something, and the little girl starts to like hiccup, like she's going to start screaming again. And she's like, you know what? That's it. Grabs her, walks her out. And I'm just sitting there painting, and my friend looks at me. He goes, "You're going to be a great mom." Like, hey.
I mean, the truth is the truth. I love mine very dearly, but me and my best friend call them crotch goblins for a reason.
Yeah. Like, people be like, oh, I've got kids. I'm like, are they dicks? And they're like, oh, they're children.
Yeah. No,
my question still
totally
stands.
They totally are, and they're good dicks, like.
Well, that's hard to find nowadays.
It is. I mean, they're me reincarnated, so they have a smart ass attitude and the quick snap back. But other than that, they're really good children. They're very respectful. Oh, bless you.
Well, and that's where like your mom curse works. Like the mom always curses her children. Like, I hope one day you have kids that act just the way that you act. And parents are always like, oh my God, it's me. And as much as I love them, I want to strangle them.
I figured that the response was not very good, but I didn't catch it, Paul, until after. Like, the filter hit after the whole good beep comment.
Yeah.
It's all right. Look,
all right.
Dude, it is 9 in the morning, and kindly, she did not sleep very well last night. So it was
Mhm.
like an on and off kind of thing. So mommy is, we put an extra shot of espresso in mommy's coffee this morning.
Nice.
Mommy needed a little extra. We were out of Jameson, so we had to skip on the Jameson and coffee, but I
Yeah.
so thought of you. I did.
Yeah. Jameson, Bailey's, and coffee. The king of all drinks.
Listen, we're at the bar and she comes up with this warm cup of coffee. And I'm like, how the hell did you get warm coffee in a bar? And it
I'm
was
just in there like, it's
it was
Irish.
it was actually very good.
Hmm.
I don't I don't know. I've never really experienced with warm drinks, coffee and liquor. The
Oh, okay.
milky side of things, I kind of eh. Like a white Russian or anything
Yeah, White
towards,
Russians are good.
I can make the crap out of them as a bartender. I just, uh, a simple redneck. You give me Jack Daniels and Bush, and I'm great. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I used to drink tequila straight from the bottle,
yeah,
like when I was like young, and I would go on deployment, and there's always these big guys like, yeah, we're going to do shots, we're going to do shots. They see me walk by, and at the time I'm like a buck 30 soaking wet, 5'6", like not a very big girl.
right.
And they're like, "Hey, Sam, come over here, do some shots." And I'm just like, and I've been drinking all day, and I'm still sober as a judge. I'm just looking, I'm like, "You don't want to drink with me?" And they're like, "Come on!" "Oh, you can't handle it." I'm like,
Okay.
"Bet." So I walk over, and bartender's like, "What do you have?" And I look at them like, "You guys decide?" And they're like, "No, no, ladies first. It's ladies' choice." I'm like, "Tequila." And they're like, oh, she thinks she big and bad. And I'm just like, make mine double and keep theirs at single. And we just start snapping them back, and they start falling out one by one by one. And I'm still just looking at them. And there's always the last guy. He's like, "I'm not going to let you get me. I'm not going to let you beat me." I'm like, "All right, how about this? You take your one, I'll drink these two, and we'll call it even." I drank two doubles. He finishes his one. He's like, "All right, I'm done." I'm like, "All right, was this all on you? Okay, have a good one." I grab my drink and I walk away.
Listen, I think I learned when I was in my 20s, it was a very bad error for me. Actually, it's a very good error. It's very, party error. I didn't have a child till I was like, I'm 26. So, I was a dancer for the rest of the time. So, you get those big old guys that come in and they want to play drinking games with you. You know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
15 years, that was my job, was, dancing. So we just, and, of course we were in a redneck dance club. So like you had full liquor. So,
Yeah.
but yes, we would do that all. My thing was drinking games and playing pool. So even now I'll go into like a pool hall and I shoot. I'm left eye dominant, but I'm right handed. So I shoot with one hand because it's easier for me to align my shot better.
Yeah.
Well, people think I'm just being a tough ass because I want to go in there and shoot one handed. But it's really funny when you beat the burly guys one handed. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I always found it funny. Yeah. I kind of miss the party days, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I know what I need to get drunk, so I don't need to spend a ton of money to do it. I know
Yeah.
the exact mix and how quickly to get to the optimum level where I'm comfortable.
Yes.
And I'm always really self-aware. So like I don't get messed up on stage. I don't get drunk on stage. I don't get high on stage. I don't do any of that stuff. Like, because I want to make it to the third set and not be falling down.
Well,
I'm
that,
already
and I
not a
don't
creature
think
of grace or elegance. I don't need to make it worse.
I don't think you realize like how I don't really want to use the word sloppy, but I guess sloppy is a good word. You know, once you let that guard down and you do start drinking, yes, you become more yourself, but also you become less aware of what you're doing too as well.
Yeah.
And you
It's like I
just
have
gotta
enough anxiety on stage. I don't need to like get rid of my anxiety
right.
and get rid of my awareness that, I need to actually do a good job, which is where my anxiety comes in handy.
That's right. Well, I think you do a great job on stage. I think
Thank you.
you're very awesome on stage. The first time I saw you, I was like, "Oh my goodness, who's this?" Because you dance so very pretty while you're up there, and you like literally sing to people, and
Yeah.
it's like one moment I'll catch myself, and then you'll be looking right at me in my eyeballs, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, those are captivating. All right, let's not look that way again. Like,
Yeah. I don't know, like, I feel like I can't think that I had a good show unless I found a way to, like, connect even to one person,
right. Well, I
which, I
think
mean, that's the point.
yes, but you do a very good job connecting with several people. Like it's
Yeah.
not just. I mean, I highly doubt you could be sent into a room and not at least connect with one person. I mean,
Yeah.
they're broken. If the
Yeah, like, there's been times when, like, we're playing a show and, everybody has that experience where you go in and the crowd's just kind of like, do, 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 not paying attention. They're in their own world. And you get the one person who happens to look up and you make eye contact and then they kind of stare for a minute and then their body language starts to shift towards you.
right,
Like, all right, now that I got you, now
it's
that I
like
have your attention.
it's like you sing that song. I've got a spell on you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like every time, it'd be like a whole. Anyway, yeah, it's
I don't know.
cool.
I find
It's
it fun. And like
it's
we've done like family friendly events and the kids are always fun. Like, because they
yes,
got no shame. They're just out there dancing, rocking out, having a great time. I did a duo show at Hurricanes with my partner Al, and there was this little girl. I'm up there singing Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac. And
yeah,
this little girl's in like a little tutu, and she's just dancing, just having a good time. And I go over, like I walk out in front of the speaker area, and I'm doing like the Stevie Nicks spin, and she's following me. And at one point, like my partner starts singing a song, so I pick her up and I'm just dancing with her. Then she came running up to me with her mom, and her mom's like, she wants your autograph. Like I signed like the back of a receipt and handed it back to her. I was like, keep dancing.
oh,
But like I had fun with that. They're like,
cute.
this was such a good thing for her. She had such a great time. I'm like, well, good. That's what it's for.
Yeah. But that's like a boost within a boost. You know
Yeah.
it? Like even though a baby asked for it, it's still kind of hot, like
Yeah.
oh,
Well, and for me, it's just like I made this little girl like a memory. Even if it's a
that's
short-lived
right.
memory, I made her a memory.
And you were important enough to ask for your autograph. So
Yeah. She's gonna
that's
look back at it in like a year and be like, I don't know who this is. Like, yes, I know you don't know. We had a
that's
good
a
night.
lie. That's a lie. Shoot, one of the very first things I know was the dude that sold me my Titanic tickets to go to the movie theater when Titanic came out for the very first time. Hey, Labradoodle, come on, lay down. Lay down, dude. Come on. Yep. Lay down, mommy said. Thank you. Thank you. Down. All right. Sorry. He's
Nothing.
uh, we live in like a single wide. So when his little rambunctious butt gets excited, it's like either 12 things are going to get knocked over or maybe roughly just a little bit more. So,
No, I had a Great Dane for a few years, and he would get his zoomies. And at the time, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment.
right.
So he would get his zoomies and be running up and down the hall, but he learned really quick to like tuck his tail. Otherwise, he would just clear tabletops.
Yeah, it's really funny because like his head is like right here. Like you would think like he's huge when
Yeah.
hold on, let's see if I can turn here. Because if I turn, he's
I
gonna
see,
want to like
Floof.
say hi. Come on. Say hi. Okay.
Oh, the
There you go.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh, he just wants cuddles.
Yeah, he just wants to be loved on in reality.
So
Yeah, no,
sweet.
right. He wants to get loved on. But I'm in the middle of a show right now. Could you get down for just like one
You
second?
have to give me a kiss.
Yeah, okay. Down. Up, down. Down. Come on. Yep. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, whenever I do that, Mongo lays his ears back and gives me these big eyes, and I'm just like, don't look at me like that. I am not breaking your heart right now.
Oh, he definitely thinks his heart gets broken like every second. He is a big old baby.
Aw.
He is. He turned 1 in April. So April 19th he turned 1. So he's still at what we like to call in humping stage.
Have you gotten him fixed?
No, but I did watch your whole little video thing on it. But
Yeah.
I feel like I should at least let him have one time before I get him fixed, Like
No,
it's
like you
like a
don't
thing,
need
man.
to have him get
I mean, I
like
feel like I should, or at least like get him a masseuse to whack
no,
him
dogs
off
don't
before I cut
work
his
like that. They
balls
don't
off.
care if they get
Like,
laid or not. Like they're going purely off of hormones, nothing more. If a dog that big, like they tend to be more aggressive when they're not fixed.
yes. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
more aggression in home. It's more like attitude with stuff that happens like at the door. So
Yeah.
the door exchange has gotten extremely a little
Yeah.
but
Well, like my
yes.
dog, like he's not fixed. And so a lot of these like or my dog is fixed, and a lot of these non-fixed males try to dominate him because they think they can,
Right.
and they act surprised when he bites them.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like you are 15 pounds. What are you doing running up to a 90-pound pit bull and biting him in the face just because you have nuts and he doesn't? He's going to kill you.
yeah. No, he definitely, I mean, it's to the point to where, we do need to get it done because he's just such a humpy dog.
Yeah.
And that would, so, with the whole, it's just the anatomy of the dog, when they
Yeah.
get that age, they just want to,
Yeah.
and so
They can't help it. And I mean, it could be that they're just playing, they're just trying to show dominance, and that's what they do.
yeah.
Or it could be driven, by the need to procreate.
Well, he's been highly trained, so like he doesn't get too like dominant. If he any like kind of like if he gets like very excited, he'll take his mouth and put it on your arm and try to like pull you.
Lead
So
you.
if he could show you, like if you're not understanding fully. The only other thing that's really a big problem is the dude's size. Like, with like if he gets too excited and he's not paying attention and there's a kid there, like the kid's going down. Like it's a fight between the dog and the kid.
Yeah, my Great Dane, when he was 4 months old, he was over 60 pounds. And I was like, yeah, you can handle the anesthesia. I'm not dealing with you going through that stage. Absolutely not. I'm not dealing with a 100-pound humpy dog. No, snip, snip. And it like people were like, oh, you're going to shorten his lifespan. I'm like, that dog lived to be 13 as a Great Dane. It did not shorten his lifespan.
No, not at all. Great Danes don't really even. What is theirs? Theirs is like not even
8 to 11 usually,
12
12 maximum.
I knew it wasn't a very long time because
it's not.
No.
And he was put down like, when he got to a point where he was going to be in pain and, his arthritis was kicking in and he was going to start having his quality of life going way down.
Right.
So that's when he was put down, was to make sure that he was in a good spot.
Right.
Because, nobody wanted him to suffer.
Oh, nobody ever wants anybody to suffer. That's terrible. I mean, if I'm at that state, just, you could take me out back.
Pull the plug.
I mean, I'm sure I don't know. I don't want to be a nuisance like that. I don't think that anybody does in reality. But, I've seen my grandparents go through it, and I just, I don't ever want to be helpless like that. So you just take me out.
Just call Dr. Kevorkian.
No, I'll write a letter telling everybody I told you to do it. Yeah. I convinced you otherwise. No, What, baby? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Um, Canada. Paul said, Canada?
Canada?
Canada. You can do it in Canada, can't you? As long as
Assisted
you get,
suicides? Probably.
yeah. If
I
somebody's,
mean, they've got some weird justice system laws up there. Like they will let convicted murderers go that like are mentally criminally insane. Like they'll keep them for an amount of time in like a care facility, and then they'll start taking them on outings out in town, supervised, and then eventually they'll just be like, "All right, we think this person's okay," and they'll just release them. And they'll clear the records from public view, so like you don't know this person's history.
yeah, but they have assisted suicide. All you got to do is make
Yeah,
them write a letter.
yeah, but it's like one of those things where it's like you got someone who literally like there was one guy that he went completely insane, whether it was drugs or something. He went completely insane, beheaded a dude on a bus, did a little time. He's out, free to go anywhere he wants because of Canada's mental health system. And it's like there's no follow-up, there's no requirement to like make sure they take their medication. Like, okay, you're all right. Here's your meds. Have a good night.
We had a discussion on this on one of their shows. I'm trying to remember who it was with, but I just don't think that qualifies as a mental disability. Like, okay, look, you snap. That's fine. You put some spiders in your husband's soup. It's pre-thought. Okay, maybe. But you straight off cut off a dude's head. Like,
yeah, because the devil told you to or something. Like,
there's no recovery from that though. See, but the thing of it is that you should let them loose. You should. And then all those really cool military people that really want to be back in like, fighting stance, you send them out to a property, you turn this little crazy loony loon loose, and then you let our military men who are going through a little bit of a mental breakdown because of the exchange just have fun. That's what I say. Have fun.
No, there's enough PTSD along with the military. You don't need to be doing that too.
Yeah, you probably listen. You probably I don't know. I know some dudes that would be very happy, and they're very good dudes, very awesome dudes. I in high school I was in the ROTC program, so a lot of my very good friends growing up in high school were in the Marine Corps. Now, I wanted to go, but I couldn't do what I wanted. So my little princess ass was like, I'm going to go be a stripper. So all my friends went out and went to the Marine
hey,
Corps,
if you worked your cards right, you could have gotten a ring from a Marine in like 2 weeks.
You're probably right.
No, I am right. That's why it's considered a stereotype that Marines marry strippers. Like, oh my God, I love her. It's like,
right.
Well, how'd you two meet? Well, I went to this club. Wait, the strip club? Yeah, she's one of the dancers, and we started talking. And so, how long ago was that? I don't know, like 2 weeks, and you're engaged.
I mean, hey, it can happen.
It happens. And then they wonder why, like, these girls will divorce them shortly after.
You can live happy. Paul said Army too.
Yeah. Army's really bad about that too.
I don't know. I think they just try to find love in all the wrong places.
I think they be trying to find benefits in all the wrong places. They're like, I want that TRICARE.
Military men. Which one?
The strippers, because anyone who marries a military man, they know they get the TRICARE. They know it's a confirmed paycheck, twice a month. So because they know that, there's women who target military men. I call them tag chasers, like dog tags.
Oh, okay.
That's what they want. And a lot of times they'll get with a guy, they'll get pregnant, or they'll just straight up do the whole love bombing thing until the guy marries them.
Right.
And they think, okay, it's just sitting back on Easy Street. Or they do the whole, well, let's get married for benefits, and then I'll date who I want, you date who you want. But then if the guy, starts dating a girl and ends up getting that girl pregnant, well, now the wife is coming at him for a divorce based on adultery, because in the UCMJ, which is the military code, adultery is a felony. You can get kicked out for it.
Oh.
And if you are found guilty of it, they can get everything, including custody of the children.
What?
Yeah. And so a lot of these, girls will enter into these open relationships with these guys, wait until the guy has the audacity to meet someone else, fall in love, and, either file for divorce or want to start a family, and then they go after him legally. And it's almost guaranteed for them.
See, I was never that kind of girl.
Yeah.
I was always like, please help me. I'm begging you to help me. It's been 5 years. Okay, I guess I'll go get child support now.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's a lot of really shisty women out there who will take advantage of a dude. And when they know that the military is going to be confirmed healthcare, confirmed all of that, and they can get benefits from it, such as like part of their retirement.
Yeah.
If you get a career military person, and they can be entitled to half of your retirement if you're found guilty of adultery. Like, it's bad.
Are you okay, dude? What's up? What's up? Okay. She's okay.
And it's like, meanwhile, I'm over here going, I just want to find a guy who's like my equal. I want to be in love. I want to get married. Then I want to have kids. And guys are going, how old are you? You don't have any ex-husbands? You don't have any children? What, does nobody want you? And I'm like, I just try to do things like kind of what would be considered the right way, but apparently not. Apparently that made me undesirable. So I'm like, I guess I'll just go find a baby daddy and pop out a kid, and then somebody will want me.
I mean, you could come over here. I got plenty you can sign up for. You want some training? We've got 6 in this house. They range from 21, 19, 2, 5, and 11. You take your pick, honey. Which one do you got? You can have them for a few weeks. I mean, I'm sure you'll return them. Oh, yeah. Noah's saying to
You're
take
sure
them.
I'll return them.
The 19-year-old says, take me. That's what Noah says. So he's clear today, he said. So You're good too? Oh, okay. The 11-year-old, he said he'd like to go with you too. Apparently, he likes the red hair. He's a sucker for the red hair. Yeah. He's over here smiling now, like. Oh,
like notice the boys are the ones going.
Oh no, Carolina just popped up. She's like, okay, she's got red hair. Me too. Okay, homie. Got you. You can.
It's always the red. The red does it for everybody.
I mean, it's always been a winner for me.
Yeah.
It must be the eyeball things. With the red, it makes your eyeballs like pop. Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of makes the green pop out a little more.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
have like natural red in my hair, so I just kind of add more red to it, and it just makes it pop more.
Looks very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I had my hair dyed black for a very short time because, I'm like, okay, I want to do something different. I always do red and red brown. Let me try black. And I put black in my hair, and the woman is like blow drying it, and she's going, do you have natural red? I'm like, yeah, why? And she shows it to me, and the red's coming through the black. I'm like, I'm paying $200 for jet black hair only for it to turn red? So she had to put a blue rinse over it to get the red to mute down to a dark purple. And which, worked for about a month and a half. And then it was back to being black and low light and red highlighted in the sun. Well, I'll just call this black cherry.
That's what happens when I dye mine. Oh, look at this. It's like when I dye mine blonde, it always comes out strawberry blonde.
Aw. But
Because
I like
there's
strawberry blonde. My stepmom's a strawberry blonde.
it's like I don't know. There's like always a red tint to mine, like it. But my mother's that way too. My mother has like strawberry blonde hair. So
Yeah.
and yeah, when I was little, it was like platinum blonde, and then it just started getting, dirtier.
Yeah. Well, when I was born, I had a full head of black hair. And I had midnight blue eyes. And then the hair fell out, as happens when, babies go through their changes. Like my hair fell out and I was bald for a little while and my eyes started shifting colors. And then when it came in like kind of a dirty blonde and then darkened to a reddish brown. And then my eyes still haven't decided what they want to do. So they just kind of shift from color to color. They're okay. Uh-oh. I think I lost you. Did you freeze? Mm. Oh no, you froze. Ding ding. Hello. Oh, maybe I'll leave and come back. Let me see if that works. Eh. I hope everybody else is doing well. Let me leave and then try to come back in.
Are you there?
I am here.
Oh my goodness! So,
Like your face just kind of froze, and I was like, "Hello, hello." Okay, I'll just leave and come back.
it like, he's like, we're still here. Good morning, Paul. I hope you're still in here.
Hi, Paul.
The well, that's a good thing. That I told you the dog jumps around like a little bunny. Well, I have one outlet thing in the living room that works. So I have an
Oh.
extension cord that runs from my computer to the back bedroom, right? So my computer stuff can be. Anyway, he jumped and he hit that cord. And so it went on a freeze mode. And I'm like, what in the world? And then nothing. Hi. Hi, bud. Good morning. Paul Thomas is the lead singer of Joe's Garage Band.
I've heard of them.
Yes.
Hi,
so
Paul.
he always comes out to like our interviews and stuff like that. He's a cool buddy. Hangs out. Anyway. Yeah. So now that we have everything back up and running here, I do want to put this up for just 1 minute. So this is the booking number for Power Surge. So if you guys would like to jot this down, Miss Samantha Martin is the lead singer of Power Surge, and they are absolutely amazing. If you have not been able to see them in person, it is definitely something that you do want to do. Are you growling?
We also do private parties.
Yeah.
We were, that was why we couldn't go to the single dads event. We had a private party out in Sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fine until it started raining during the third set. And since it was outside, we were trying to keep the equipment from getting wet, so we had to cut the show short.
Aw, that sucks. Well, I mean, at least
water and electronics don't mix.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, kind of. Did you see that guy who built a computer out of a fish tank?
No.
Yeah, you should YouTube that. That's cool.
Here's a fish tank.
Yeah, he's actually got the modem inside the fish tank, and it's like I'm sure your smart butt would understand more than what my redneck brain could possibly comprehend, and that is me being nice to myself.
Is it like a saltwater fish tank?
I think so. Can you please stop?
Because I have heard that there is certain types of water, depending on the salination level, that can conduct electricity really well to be used as a power source, depending on if it gets into a circular current, so it can keep generating power.
I think you're actually right on this. I think you are, because in like a clip of the video, he's explaining, and somewhat of that was there. But yes, it's like a full-fledged fish tank. And he's got fishies and stuff in there with the computer.
Yay! I did not completely fail chemistry class.
Good morning, Power Surger. How are you, my love?
As he comes in towards the end.
No comment. You do it so much better, though.
I'm very weird, and I gave up trying to cover it up, so now I just do weird stuff, and even my own parents are just going,
listen,
wow.
My mom,
like, I don't know, I'm part you.
He said Anthony here.
Hi, Anthony.
Yeah, I used to do weird stuff all the time. I mean, when my mom used to go to the grocery store, right? Like, I'd just be weird, and like I'd go up behind her, I'd be like, hey, Mom. And I would be like humping the air, like coming to her, right? Like, right, hey, Mom. And I do like a whole like weird motion that went with it. And she'd be like, will you stop acting weird? Like
my dad has a whole series of photos, like Christmas photos. Like, we're walking around Disney looking at the pretty lights. My stepmom's like, she's posing in front of like a pretty lights display. And you just see me going, just staring at her. And he'll take like a couple nice pictures. Then he'll just take one of me doing that. And he won't tell her. So then she starts flipping through. She's like, oh my God. Like, hi. Like, and then like, we went to see that movie Smile. And I place myself on one side, he placed himself on another side, and just periodically throughout the movie, we're just like, just smiling at her. She's like, stop it. I know what you guys are doing. Stop it. Like, hi. Can you please pass the runts?
So we learned like this. My mom used to do like Eskimo kisses, right? And like butterfly kisses. So I went up to her one day and I'm asking her to like give me a butterfly kiss and Eskimo kiss. And she does. And then like I grab her face and I lick the whole side of her face. I'm like, doggy kisses. And she's like, what? Like she yeah. That was I was notorious for stuff like that.
My dad still, like, he'll be doing something, he'll just put his arm around my neck and act like he's choking me, and then he'll just put his hand over my mouth, and I'll just wait a minute, and I'll just go, bleh. He's like, ah.
Also, it's not weird. It's being an entertainer. That's my excuse.
He'll be like, oh, and then he'll like wipe it on me, and I'm like, it's mine. Why do I care?
I can have it. But I mean, I was raised in a family to where, the men in our family, like if they were walking up on like the girls, like say my uncle, he'd be like, and walk by and just throw you with a wet willy. So it's like, that's the people I grew up with. So, I mean, anything retarded that I do, I like to blame it on them.
Yeah. I remember like when I got to a certain age and, people are like, oh, you share a straw with your dad. And I'm like, yeah, why? And they're just like, that's just so gross. And I'm like, yeah. And then there's like a comedian named Chad Daniels that I think he summed it up perfectly. He's like, you don't get to complain about my bodily fluids if you used to be one of them.
That part. You little crotch goblins.
It's a straw. I'm just taking a drink. We're both old enough not to backwash. It's fine.
The fact of the matter is that there are people though that put energy in that. And it's so like, to me, I'm like, why sexualize everything you do? If you're gonna do that, you're gonna end up tearing some really kids up. Like, it's just not even cool.
Like, you get dads that once their son turns like 5, they no longer want to kiss them goodnight. It's like, just kiss your son.
I mean, my son's
it's not hurting anybody. Just kiss him on the cheek, the forehead, whatever. Like, kiss your son goodnight.
A functional family tortures each other. Oh yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I grew up with 5 brothers and 5 sisters. Let me tell you that we all tortured each other equally.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Oh yes, my brother lost me. Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's very pretty, baby. She's coloring. She wanted to show me the picture.
My goddaughter likes to show me things with a phone that is not camera. She'll like, see, and like I can hear her mother going, she's showing you this. I'm like, oh, that's really nice, sweetie.
It's like a whole imagination thing.
Yeah. It's like, just play the game. Makes her feel good. Just play the game.
Yes, and she is listen, that's the princess of the house right there. Like, nice. She makes the rules. And she's got her brother wrapped around her little finger, so she'll be like, Baba!
Yes, 7th child.
Yeah, she's my Taurus, so it makes perfect sense.
I'm a Taurus.
Yeah. My Capricorn, on the other hand, she's different. And then my oldest is a Leo. I'm a Capricorn, so
I'm the daughter of a Cancer and a Capricorn, and neither one of them can figure out why I'm so stubborn. I just look at them like,
oh wait, what?
Overly emotional, high anxiety, stubborn as hell. What do you think was going to happen?
Oh, someone married their moon sign. That was cute.
Yeah, my moon sign is an Aries. So, like, my moon sign's an Aries. My rising is a Gemini. So, I'm like, not only am I very well grounded, I will burn this mother down. I will have split personalities about it. And guess what? It was all very well thought out.
Yeah. See, I'm Pisces moon, so my emotions get a little fishy, but I'm Aries rising and Capricorn. So
Yeah, I've got like no water in my chart. I've only got like 2 or 3 spots in my chart that have water. Everything else is fire, air, and earth.
oh yeah, you're
Like I have a friend that's a psychic and she's like, you got to get with a guy that's a water sign. Oh my God. I'm like, why?
because you need
like,
some emotion in
because
your life, girl.
you can level them out and they can bring you like a little more spontaneity and help you go with the flow and get some of your anxiety out. I'm like, well, that just made me anxious thinking about it. And usually it's like the water side's like, okay, fine. You know, I talk to a guy and they're like, oh, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm like, They're like, oh, I'm a Pisces. I'm like, oh, no. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, let's see. The Pisces sign, you're just going to leave me on red for a few weeks or a few months at a time and then just pop back in saying, hey, I miss you for no freaking reason at all.
I mean,
you're sitting there like, I can't really deny that.
I've kind of given up on that whole thing. I'm just not. I don't know. I've got kids, and I've got like this old time 1930s way of how I want my relationship to be, and nobody's really that way anymore. So it's a very hard thing to find, and then when you do find it, sometimes it's not what it's just
or everybody's got all of their baggage and you're just like, man, I've got my own baggage. I don't think I can lift yours too.
That I don't know. I'm kind of one of those type people is I don't really give a damn what kind of baggage you got. I got strong shoulders, so I'm willing to
like I'll help, but don't lay it on me.
No, I'm not doing it by myself. Like that's not happening. I'm not gonna do it by myself. But
I always end up dating the guys who like they've got mommy issues.
Oh yeah.
Like, and a lot of times they love their mother, and part of the reason they love me is how much like their mother I am. And I'm like, okay, but then when I start like holding them accountable for their behavior and stuff like that, then suddenly it's, you're not my mom. And I'm like, then stop treating me like I'm your mother. I'm not your mother. And then when I break up with them, I'm sitting there like, damn, this Oedipus complex crap.
Well, I think there's someone out there for everybody, and it does. One day it will fit like a glove, and then until then, I'm just, I think it's just be happy and live every day, and don't, I hold absolutely no grudges or no hate for any of my exes, baby daddies.
I'm friends with several of mine.
No, friends is a very strong word.
Like we keep in contact. One of them sent me like a stuffed sloth for Christmas because he saw it. It made him think of me, so he just sent it just because, which was nice. But like others, like, we catch up with one another every once in a while. We have no like real bad blood. There's only like one that I've got bad blood with.
Yeah.
And that's it. But we don't speak to each other. So outside, out of mind. And I'm very much one of those people that, okay, if I'm talking to a guy and he decides that, okay, he's not really interested in me, I don't have a problem with that. You can just go ahead and tell me that. But when I get nasty is when someone's like ghosting me. Like if they ghost me and then all of a sudden they pop back in, I'm like, go away. Like, oh, but I don't have any ill will towards you. I'm like, oh, I don't have ill will. I just don't like being ghosted and I don't need you coming back. Go away.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, that's really pretty, baby. You did good job. Yeah, good job. That's pretty, she said. It's pretty.
Nice.
Paul said he has his cat. Find someone who will help you with your bags and the same for them. For me,
I've got 2 cats and a dog. So all of my baggage is covered in fur.
Yes. Yeah. I have more than animal baggage. I mean, can you move? Please move. I got those.
Yeah.
They come along with me, you know.
Yeah.
So, not a whole lot of people are used to babies anymore, and mine
Mhm.
are just not. You know, I want the whole kid marriage life, and I mean, I have three, but I still want one more. I mean, tell me I'm crazy. I'm
I
crazy.
want one that's mine and maybe two, and I am fine with adopting or having like stepkids and stuff like that. I am fine with that as well. Like I would just like to have one that's biologically mine.
Yes.
And after that, I'm good. But like, even then, people are like, how many kids do you want? I'm like, no more than three. I don't need it being like Stargate down there. They don't need to just be walking out fully grown at this point. I'm good. Like, you get these people that they're like, I want like 7 kids in 5 years. I'm like, dude, get off of her.
Dogs and cats sleeping together. It's
Hey, my dog and my cats all cuddle.
mine do too, except for Sven's more. He's more like, than the cat. The cat's more like very. Da-da.
Vivian, she will go over and she'll be like, licking Mongo in the face, and I'll catch her doing it, and I'll go, oh, Vivian, you love your brother. And she'll look at me, look at him, hiss, smack him across the face, and run out of the room. I'm like, I know you know what I saw. Don't deny you love him.
Yeah, Mom. Say sorry to him now because you just got him slapped because you had to call me
And
out.
he just looks at me and starts whining because he doesn't know what happened. He was getting a nice little ear cleaning from the cat, and then she smacked him. He doesn't understand. So he comes running to me and gets on the couch because he wants to cuddle.
She must be a Capricorn.
Yeah, she's very much the who loves Kitty. Who loves Kitty? Don't touch me. Who loves Kitty? She's very much that cat. But then her brother Melvin is very much the in your face, wants head bumps, love all the time type of cat.
See, that's what you get when you mix like a Capricorn and a water sign. See, when you have like a water, like a moon, and then your, other half is fire. And yeah, see, that's what you get. You like, pet me. No, don't pet me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Melvin, he's it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm awake. Let's headbutt mommy because I want love now. So I'm just sound asleep. All of a sudden, like, hi, Melvin. He's just purr, rubbing, laying in my hair, combing my hair with his claws. I'm like, as loving as it is to be loved on this level by a cat, get off of me. It's 3 a.m. And my dog, of course, then wakes up and he's like, oh, time to go out. It's like, hi, Mongo. Okay, let's go.
I don't know. I think animals add a different taste to your life. You have just like children. Children add a certain taste to your life too. Paul would know that. He, on our morning chat, his grandkids made him hot chocolate with hot sauce.
Oh.
Yeah, and he sat there and bared it.
Little chefs in there.
30 minutes. He's like, oh, let's see how this tastes. He did such a great job with it too. It was so great. I can't. But then in the process of it, he's trying to explain to them. That was like a hey, no. Come here. Okay, come here. I got him. Okay. All right. Look. Say hi. Yeah, say hi. Say good morning.
Hi. Tired.
Say good morning.
Are you sleepy?
Say yes. Where's ZB?
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, you want to try to give her a hug through the computer?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I can't pick you up. I'm sorry.
They're still laughing over that. Yes, I am still laughing over that. That was hilarious. The hot sauce and hot chocolate was a priceless moment.
I mean, I'm sure someone somewhere drinks it that way.
I don't know. Like, you get those people that I shouldn't say that. Okay, so them Mexican suckers.
Yeah, where they're covered in the chili. I don't like that stuff either, but that's because I don't like my sweet things to taste really spicy.
Mm-mm,
Some people really like it though. Like they like their mango with the chili powder on it.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah, not me. But
The same thing with like a pineapple and chicken, or
pineapple and chicken.
like where you do like a spicy chicken with like a
Yeah, sometimes. Like sometimes pineapple and meat can be really good, like on a pork or something, where you have like the sweetness of the meat,
right.
and then you have like the pineapple, which kind of has that little citrus zing, but still kind of sweet. But yeah, like if you're doing something spicy and then you add something really sweet to it, I'm just kind of like, eh. I'm also that person that I don't really care for my savory and my sweet to mix, so like I don't do like chocolate dipped bacon. Like no, I just want
Brew
my
has a
bacon.
Mexican hot spice chocolate.
There you go. Told you, someone somewhere drinks it.
Mm.
I mean, you got people in the South that are covering pears with mayonnaise and maraschino cherries and cheese. And they're like, oh my God, it's such a great dessert. It's my favorite thing ever. And I'm like, well, why? Exactly.
Okay, that's enough.
Exactly. That's the face I make. Yeah.
Okay, go that way. No, we're not doing children on live, okay?
Like it's a family time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly, Paul.
Yeah, no, Paul. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, things can be different. I did try Indian food for the first time. Not the first time, but it was like a new dish that I haven't had. But they like their food very spicy.
Yeah.
And I'm not a.
Yeah.
I don't. Hey, shh. I'm not a. Shh.
There. They did quietly.
She took it down a notch. Did you see it? Like she did a different octave. And
That kid's going places. They used a loophole. They're going places.
Yeah.
Like you didn't tell me to actually go silent. You just told me to shush. All right, I'm doing it quietly.
Yeah, she's definitely a smart one. That one. She's yeah, full-fledged Taurus. I'm pretty sure she has a lot of Aries in her chart too, because April 24th is her birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like right on the line. So if her rising should be in like Aries is something.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that girl has any water in her chart either. She's a bold one, that one. Very, very determined. So, but it's nice to have the different genres of kids, should you say? Like my Leo is super emotional, but very like at the same time. The Capricorn, she doesn't get very emotional until the very end. Like
when she's just had it.
After like everything's said and done, and she's already mad and down that avenue, then it becomes emotional.
Yeah.
Kindly, it's like there's no emotion. It's just straight like full.
Yeah. There's like
Yeah, there's no second guessing with that one. The other two children, they might like second guess themselves a little bit, but kindly, no, she like kind of full fledged. So,
just full send.
Like it's just there's like you want to jump out of an airplane. The other two kids would be like, and kindly be like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
That's an Aries.
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Like think first, think about the consequence. It's like act first, then think about the consequences. Like, ooh.
Yeah, there are no consequences with that one. It's just like, okay, let's go.
Although cancers can sometimes be compulsive too.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Cancer is I don't know. I've never only person I dealt with that had cancer in their chart. It was cancer was their moon. So it was like
my dad's a Cancer son, my brother's a Cancer son. So I'm sitting there in between all of them like, am I the only sane person in this house?
I mean, they're very emotionally ran. Cancers are, and then everything is.
Yeah.
I don't know. My cousin's a Cancer too, so she's very, very emotional, even though she doesn't like to admit that.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing that I found with them is that they're very emotional, and they try to bottle it up or hold it in, but that emotion is what drives every decision they make.
Yes.
So it comes off as they're compulsive, they're not listening. Sometimes they come off as even like really narcissistic, and you're just like, what's wrong with this person? Why aren't they understanding? And then it's like, oh, it's coming from an emotional need for something. It's like, maybe you should go to therapy and work that out. I don't need any therapy. And if something bad happens, like, maybe I should go talk to somebody. Yeah, maybe you should.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like therapy though, so that's like another.
Whereas me, like, I like to study psychology, and I sent myself to therapy because I was trying to figure out like what's wrong with me.
Right.
Because of my issues with relationships. Like, what is actually wrong with me? Like, why are my relationships just not working out? I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. And the therapist look at me and he's listening to me talk about everything. He's like, you're not really doing anything wrong. I'm like, well, then what is it? And he's like, well, some of the guys you're picking just like, they're feeding like this. He's like, you have what I call the Mary Poppins complex. I'm like, what's that? He's like, well, you're trying to be like, perfect for them, and you are. But eventually, you just have to move on to the next person because either they've changed and now they're kind of moving in a separate direction, or they're not changing and you just need to move on because you've outgrown them. I'm just like, oh, that's kind of depressing. I don't want to keep moving on. I would like to find one person to stick with.
I am definitely in an agreement to
and
that.
Then he's like, you adopt a lot of animals, don't you? I'm like, I've only got 3 animals. He's like, so you have a thing for strays? I'm like, hey,
back off my animals.
So then he was like, that it's not selfish to have standards. It's not selfish to know what you want. You can want what you want and you can stand by them. I was like, well, but doesn't that make me judgmental, or doesn't that make me like mean or whatever? He's like, that's their perception. But at some point you got to take care of you.
It still kind of hurts though, even though like,
okay.
I want, things that certain people don't want, I want that whole, more kids. I feel like as long as like my kids are, starting to go out. Yeah.
Well, that was what was his point, was that like, I need to stop worrying about what they want and start standing by what I want. Stop compromising myself just to make them happy. So then when I started doing that, I noticed that like my relationships got a lot further between. Like I was single a lot more often, and I became less bothered by it. Like, okay, yeah, it's lonely. Yeah, it sucks. But you know what? I'm okay.
It does suck. Being lonely sucks, like being alone sucks. But I would much rather be with someone that, wanted to be with me.
Yeah. Like I dated a guy that he didn't want children. Yeah. He loved me, but he didn't want children. And I was just like, okay, well, I do. And I put my foot down. I was like, I do want kids. You don't. And he's like, well, then I love you, but I'm not going to force you to be with me. And I was like, and I'm not going to force you to be with me. And so like we ended up breaking up just because of that. It wasn't because of a lack of love. It was just simply we wanted different things.
Yeah.
And like we're cool. We don't have any problems with each other.
See, I'm a Capricorn. I'm not like that. I don't know. Like I feel like you know that going in, you know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
there is, even if it's discussed or not even discussed, like I feel like you should be, with my aura and my stuff I produce, you should automatically be like, oh, this girl's definitely gonna want kids.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
definitely,
I had told him that from the beginning, and he was like, well, like he wasn't quite sure. Like part of him thought, well, I don't really think I want them, but he's really, really good with them. And then, he hadn't been in a relationship in a long time. So it was kind of like he's trying to get his mind out of, well, you know, maybe I could want kids. And then we dated for about a year. And then he was just like, look, I've tried to want them. I wanted them for you. And I just cannot get myself past this. And it was like, okay, so you've decided absolutely no kids, like for sure. He's like, for sure. I'm like, okay.
you just,
I mean, what can I say? I can't get mad at him for that.
I mean, no. Yeah, I don't know. I did. So, fuck, I don't know what to tell you. I'm a bitch though. So I mean,
I mean, I can be really mean, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to try to force this guy to be with me or shame him because he doesn't want kids. And like, if he was really trying to get himself into a mindset where he would want kids just to continue a relationship with me, like, I feel like he would resent me for that too. So,
Yeah.
and I had told him, like, you need to decide for sure what you want. And when you do, you need to let me know. And then we can go from there. And when he decided for sure that, he's like, I could see myself marrying you and I could see us having a future together and adopting animals. He's like, but I cannot get past the kids thing. Like, all right, then. Can't get mad at it. I'm not going to get mad at it. Did it hurt my feelings? A little bit. But I would rather he be honest about it.
I feel like you're teetering on that one. It hurt my feelings a lot. Like, am I not baby material? Like, do you not want to have more
Because
babies?
it had nothing to do with me. I knew that it had nothing to do with me. It was simply, that's just not what he wanted.
Oh no, my moon went all the way forward with it. The Pisces emotional side, it started making up reasons where reasons.
Now, whenever I allow my emotions to get carried away, it's usually my anger. And that would be the Aries, where it just goes off. It's like but my Taurus comes in just enough to try to reason it down.
How does Taurus reason down? Because
we try what we can to switch off the overly emotional and just go cold logic. So it's like, while that voice in the back of my head is screaming and I'm plotting all the ways in which I am going to make you pay for this, my brain's going, okay, calm down. This is stupid. Here's the logic of it. Let's be reasonable. And sometimes, sometimes there's, a little bit of crackling on the line and somebody breaks and says, screw this, we're taking this bitch out. Others, they turn around, they go, no. All right, we're going to back off. And I'm just going to simmer quietly at home and be angry for myself. But I'm going to be calm for everybody else because there's no reason why I should be looking like the psycho here.
Oh, that's right. Ireland. T watches from Ireland. But isn't Ireland really green?
Ireland is pretty green, yeah.
Okay, because I remember Pancake told me that Greenland was very icy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Iceland's pretty green.
Very green.
And Ireland's pretty green, and Scotland's pretty.
He'd be very happy that I mentioned him, by the way, even though whatever. But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was.
Yeah, Greenland is very, very icy.
I'd like to go.
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
I don't know. I never got to go to Greenland or Iceland or Ireland, but I did go to Scotland. That was fun.
Yes, it is green and small.
Yep.
It'd still be fun. Well, they have the cruise things that go through Alaska. That's the one that I wanted to do. The one that has like the deep sea, like the ice fishing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can go out and you can and then they even have the whale watching, and the you can even go off the boat on a helicopter and go bear hunting on land. Oh, I so want to do it. I just want the rug.
I want to
But-
go too.
The bears.
I heard they're really good.
I mean, but they're bears.
I mean, yeah, but you're not going to be able to cuddle with them.
That. Remember, white women will literally cuddle anything.
This is a true
Like,
statement.
kitty.
You're fluffy. Come here.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a pit bull for a household companion. People are like, damn, that's a big dog. And I'm like, this is my baby.
What the hell does that say about me and my labradoodle?
Oh. But I've got to go inside now. It's been over an hour. They're going to be looking for me.
It has. We have literally talked for an hour and 16. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Wow. Thank you so much for coming on
Thank
and giving us some of your morning with our coffee time. I'm sorry we had the little bit of, bumps and hiccups there.
It happens. Technology.
If you guys do want to write this number down, this is the Power Surge's booking number right here, 863-212-0877. Miss Sam is the lead singer of Power Surge. So y'all go give her page a check, a like, a share, a follow. And thank you, Miam. I love your face.
Love you.
And you guys have a good day.
I'll see you on Monday, the 26th.
Yes. I cannot wait to see this elf costume. I'm so excited. I am. I'm so excited. You're going to look hot. All right. I love your face. Have a good day at work, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.